The auto loan industry is hitting the highest it's ever had in 1.5 to 1.8 trillion by the end of 2022. What does this mean? How can we move as Turo host? And how can you really position yourself so you can really be successful in the upcoming years, especially with all the words of recession and things that are hitting out there? I'm going to answer this and make it as simple as possible. Welcome, y'all. Turo host out here in Las Vegas for over 12 plus months. We have about 20 vehicles. I can really attest to a lot of this because a lot of my vehicles are financed. So sharing these numbers and sharing all the information is going to be scary for the average person. But I want to be able to share with you guys how we're pivoting and how we've been able to stay afloat in this market. In 2021, there was an investigation and pretty much people doing research. And I saw all this stuff as I was doing my digging that over 50% of people in 2021 that were given auto loans may not be able to afford it. And we see what was happening with the stimulus checks, people not really paying their rent or mortgage at that time, and they were able to afford this. But now as prices are rising, things are going on, we are seeing people that are suffering, and that's why we're also hearing about an increase in repos taking place. And as far as like the repos too, it's interesting because we're always looking at auction cars. We've seen a lot of auction cars out there that we can go out there and just purchase cash. So I'm seeing a lot of repos that are taking place, and it's probably because people aren't able to afford their monthly payments. Just based on my experience, I've been able to finance over 10 plus vehicles, and it's been a fun ride. It's been an interesting run. So I learned a lot about it, just kind of like dipping my feet in and the experience. And I did some research, light research, but it was after I got on my finance vehicles where I started to really learn more about the game. And that's another reason why I'm really sharing with you guys my journey, what I've gone through, pretty much my own experience. But I've seen, and also as I was really digging deeper in the last 10 years, the last decade, dealerships are actually making more money off the finance vehicles than the actual car sale in itself. And that says a lot because a lot of people out there, they didn't really check me like as far as like more information. They didn't ask for more information. There was only one time where one company out of all my 11, 12 vehicles that I financed, there was only one that asked me for bank statements. Okay, everyone else, they just believed whatever numbers I put. They ran my credit's good, but they didn't do any other background check. And especially with like the LTVs going up, right, the loan to value ratios are going up, and I'm seeing what's happening. It's not as easy as like as far as like you see the underwriter, the person when you're purchasing a home. Before I did all this, I purchased a mortgage. When you go out there to buy a car, it's not as strict. Like, these guys are just trying to make money, and there's really no, you could say like governmental federal oversight when it comes to an auto loan. It's not the same as mortgages, student loans. And if you think about it, this is actually just auto loans in general. It is the third market with the highest amount of loans. And that's why, as I said, as it's looking to scale to 1.5, 1.8 trillion based off doing research in all, auto loans is a big thing. And to be able to tell people like, yo, I'm part of that, right? I'm part of that 1.8 trillion that is rising up. Well, where are we going as a society? And there's more research saying that by this time next year or within the next year, if this keeps going, if this keeps rising, we're going to see a correction, but also a pop in the market. And what does that really mean? Cars are going to go on sale. Okay, but if this keeps rising and we keep doing what we're doing, these cycles, these loans are going to go to somebody, right? And I'm sure you guys know a little bit about the whole banking system and how it works. I've just kind of learned about it, and I'm like, wow, this is really how they really run this play. So going from next year, so if you guys are really starting to want to start a car sharing service, get onto the Turo platform or any one of these platforms to share your car, wait to buy a car. And when I talk about buying a car, I'm talking about the finance vehicles. By this time next year or within the year, people are saying that the car market is, say of used cars, right? Finance vehicles is going from 18 to 20%, a decline in how much they are. We've even heard stuff where like, how MSRP, some cars are going above 10, 20, 30K MSRP. It's been a crazy economy recently. Those are starting to go down and even out. We just got to kind of like wait and hold off on it. If you can wait 18, 20, 24% decline in the prices of what you see cars right now by this time next year, that's going to be a time to really time the market. We're going to see a lot of this start to really roll out and take place in the next 12 to 24 months. Obviously, there's enough data to show where the market's at. I've been part of that run and I've seen what's going on, and we see people with really, really high car payments. I mean, the average car payment of the American, it says right now today, is about $600 to $700 per vehicle. And we're not talking about no high-end luxury vehicles, okay? We're talking about vehicles that are going anywhere from 40, 50, 60K. Like, they got high APRs, right? And this is where it's getting interesting, where the average American is having to spend $600 to $700. We've seen people spending $1,000 for just a car payment. Okay, so it's a crazy market for people to be buying cars and having that loan attached to them. Now, where does this leave us, and what are my thoughts on how to move if I were to looking to expand my fleet, purchase a vehicle, and how to really survive in this economy? Number one, and we've probably heard this a lot, is to just cut all unnecessary spending. If you see monthly payments that you just don't think is going to help you anymore or really be of value, just cut those off. Look at your expenses and really just start to learn how to budget better. This is going to be a wake-up call for a lot of people that are just doing reckless spending. And trust me, it's been hard even for me at my age to be able to just spend on things. And even up to this point, I mean, that's what got me into a lot of trouble, was just reckless spending even during my college years and early 20s. And it's not good, not knowing the value of like how to use credit cards and learning about just finances in general. We don't get that stuff taught in school. So cutting unnecessary spending is really going to help us for the future and to really build our own moat and safety and to really play defense, because when it's time to invest, this is where we unleash when we see a good deal. There's going to be a lot of good deals that are going to be popping up. Right now, it's cutting unnecessary expenses, putting that into savings, and being able to reinvest and launch these forwards. And we're going to see a big wealth transfer. Two is I would continue to learn a new skill. Learning a skill like obviously the Turo platform or just any skill in general. I know a lot about email marketing, just marketing in general, right? Affiliate marketing, all these different side hustles. Learn new skills, create a side hustle that's going to be able to allow you to stack. And we're going to start seeing people, if these things pop, and with recession, a lot of people talking about it, people lose jobs. Now they can't pay their car loans, right? And now these cars are having a more increase in repossessions. And it's sad to see this stuff, but obviously it takes place, it happens. And this is why we have to learn how to build a safety net. I tell people in this economy, learn a new skill, whatever that skill is, build on assets, invest into building an asset. Yes, cars become a liability when we purchase it, but it can be an asset producing thing in the marketplace, especially if you throw it onto a car rental platform. And that's why I love this biz, to just learn how to turn a liability into an asset. And I've been able to see it. So learn a skill, learn how to build assets, because when it's time, when it's ready to launch and deploy, you're going to build a safety net, you're going to be playing in defense, and it's going to be a lot easier to really have peace of mind while you're moving through the marketplace. Number three is patience, okay? Have a lot of patience. I know in social media, it sounds like everyone's winning, things are popping out there, but having patience for where you're at, looking at your risk tolerance, building discipline in your spending habits, and being patient, because when it's time to go out there and deploy, again, for investments, you're going to have things that are going on sale, that will be on sale because of what's coming up. There's going to be a scarcity, right? Really, when it's recession, it talks about what it really is when the trade is just pretty much lowered in consecutive quarters. So technically, if you look at everything going on, these last 2 quarters, there's been a slowdown in trade, and that's why. And then with inflation hitting, so patience, right? Not getting caught up by the IG highlights, not getting caught up with everybody's wins, but being practical about your situation, where you're actually at, and how to really move based on your financial risk, and learn the game, okay? Learn the game. Don't hate the player. They say hate the game. And right now, you got to learn the game. Life becomes a game at times. And this is why I'm learning more. I got a whole bunch of books right here. I'm learning a lot about finances. I was never into that stuff. I just wanted to be the dude that learned about marketing and all this stuff. But as you start to really grow in business and understand, learn marketing, learn skills, learn finances, learn things that are actually going to help you. I got to learn a little bit about taxes, okay? I might not be a tax expert like my accountant, but I got to learn. I got to be aware of these things. These are stuff where you're constantly building a skill. So while you're standing back, being patient, you can learn new things, and that's going to keep you busy while being strategic in how you move based on your risk tolerance. Number 4, if you're still looking to get onto the Turo platform, I think it's going to be pop-in, get an economy car, okay? I believe that it's still going to be a pop-in platform. I believe it's still going to be growing. There's a huge market out there for car rentals. But if you're looking to buy a car, maybe in the finance position, just wait. Just wait and look at certain cars that you want to look at, get into, and then look at the prices, and you're going to see dramatically things shift, and you're going to find good deals. There's going to be good deals out there. I believe dealerships are going to get desperate, so they're going to lower because they need to make sales. I just think there's going to be this demand, right? As demand is low, then people are going to just start marking things off sale. So if you're going to wait, just wait until the right moment. It's such a great time. I didn't buy any vehicles this year. I did a year ago. That's kind of like where the market was okay, even and out. But I can only imagine where it's going to be a year from now as I'm sharing this and where we're at. So wait if you're looking to purchase a finance vehicle to get it rented. I hope this made sense and you guys enjoyed. Just kind of some interesting stuff on how I'm going to move. I love to share this kind of information. If you guys enjoy this, please feel free to tap in. You guys can watch. I'm out here in Las Vegas, day in the life of a Turo Power host, over 20 vehicles. And pretty much if you guys want to follow the journey, this is how we're going to move. I'll be sharing on that journey, sharing with you guys a lot of insights. If you guys like stuff like this, tap in, let me know. Y'all be blessed. Have a great week. Bye-bye.